Morning. We're on paragraph Gimel, Sichat Haran. We are learning today before a refuah shalema for Asher Chaim ben Dina Malka and his speedy discharge from the hospital to your home. Okay. Hiflig me'od gidolos habarach yitbarach shemo v'yefshar levar zot b'ktav. So Rabbi Nassan is talking here about how Rabbi Nachman would talk about the greatness of Hashem so incredibly that he says it's impossible for him to describe in writing how Rabbi Nachman used to speak about the greatness of Hashem to his students and just speak about the greatness of Hashem and be happy with Hashem all the time. He says that it's very interesting that the wording he uses, Rabbi Nassim uses, that it's impossible for him to describe because that's what Rabbi Nassim's job was. He was the one responsible for all of the literature. Anything we have from Rabbi Nachman came from Rabbi Nassim. So for him to say that it's very hard for him to describe in writing exactly how Rabbi Nachman spoke about the greatness of Hashem, it must be a very, very high level. So it's a very interesting statement. He goes on, and he says, "Va'amar ki l'gedulat habarach yiparach ein shiur ki nasim dvarim norim be'olam niflayim v'noraim me'od ve'ein yudim klal." That there's no limit. He says that there's no limit to the amount of things going on in the world at any one time, and ve'ein yodim klal, and we don't understand anything. As human beings, we don't understand the way Hashem runs the world, and all the different things going on around us at any one time, whether it's with our family, whether it's in our jobs, whether it's in the community, whether it's in your city, your state, your country, the world. We don't understand everything going on, and that within itself, to say that you don't understand something, he says that is a very high level. That's a very high level to say that you don't understand something. So I heard from Rabbi Maimon that later on in this same sefer, in paragraph 177, Rabbi Nachman quotes. He says that once Rabbi Nachman was encouraging one of his students to be happy. That was a very big thing that we talked about before, that we need to be happy. He told him that it's only proper to be happy with Hashem. Even though you don't know the greatness of Hashem, as I do, Rabbi Nachman was saying, be happy with it. I'm telling you that I know the greatness of Hashem, like Rabbi Nachman started out, that how Rabbi Nachman used to speak about the greatness of Hashem. Be happy that I'm telling you I know the greatness of Hashem, so you should be happy. But he takes it a step further. He says, in the second thing he told him, he says, and if you're not happy, if you're still not happy, so be happy that you have a Rebbe like me who knows the greatness of Hashem. And then the third thing he tells him is that we need to be happy even in ordinary things in our life. That it doesn't work for most people to say, okay, Hashem, I know you, I'm happy about you, I'm going to walk around singing songs to you like David HaMelech all day long, I'm going to praise you all day long. He says, most people, it does not work like that. And where we find our happiness could be in a cup of coffee in the morning. It could be that you made the green light instead of the red light, didn't get caught at the interchange. It could be that you got to hold your kid. It could be that you spoke to a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time. It could be somebody smiled at you. It could be you had a great conversation with your wife. Whatever it is. So Rabbi Nachman is very big in saying that we must. You can't go directly to this happiness with Hashem, so we have to use other things, and that eventually, through those other things that go on in our daily life, we will get to happiness with Hashem. And Rav Maimon actually talks. He uses a very good mashal, good example. He says that if you're making a steak on a barbecue, you have to really gauge the charcoal, the color of the charcoal. If you put it on at a certain color I think when it's not white, or the steak will get completely fried. If you put it on at another temperature, it's a slow cook, a slow smoke, whatever you want to call it, and you have a good steak on your hands, and you're happy about that. So he says just like that we can't, it's like I guess you want to say put your hand directly into the fire or be directly exposed to direct sunlight all day long. You can't. We need to know who we are and look around us and actively seek out happiness in what's around us in our everyday lives. From the time we wake up in the morning, and we need to be more um, observant of what we're seeing in our daily lives, and really be okay and being happy with it. To give ourselves permission to be happy with the small things, and by being happy with the small things, you'll eventually be happy with the big things, and you'll eventually be able to understand what that true happiness is with Hashem.